Imagine a world where money is just a memory, and instead, we trade our unique talents and time directly. What would that look like? Well, picture this. Instead of going to a store and swiping a card, you're headed to your neighbor's house because you're a fantastic baker, and they've got a garden full of fresh vegetables you want to use. You knock, you barter, and soon you leave with those tomatoes and cucumbers for a loaf of your best sourdough. Exciting, right? But wait, let's dive deeper into how this barter society might really function. At first glance, it sounds like a dream come true. No cashiers, no awkward money exchanges. You get to negotiate directly with people, offering your skills in return for what you need. If you're an artist who loves to paint, imagine trading a beautiful mural for some plumbing repairs. You'd be sprucing up someone's home while also enhancing your own. But what about when offers don't align? If someone proposes to paint your portrait for babysitting, but you really need a plumber instead, it becomes a game of skill. Who can attract the right trades? This can be fun, but it can also get messy. In a barter world, it's essential to know your worth. Imagine being a skilled musician but trying to barter for groceries. How do you measure your hours against, say, a busy farmer? It creates a wild dance of value. A painter might think their art is worth more than someone's carpentry work, simply because it's more sought after. It becomes a balancing act of persuasion and relationships. In this economy, your connections become as vital as your skills. Now, let's dig into the fun part. What jobs might disappear in this scenario? Well, most traditional roles as we know them today would likely vanish. Why pay a professional when you can simply barter your skills? A plumbing crisis could turn into a chaotic scavenger hunt for good trades. A rush of swapping at a neighborhood gathering where everyone shows off what they can bring to the table. Want to fix that leaky sink? First, pull out your baked goods, a painting, or maybe some cool dance moves. How you combine your talents makes all the difference. You might even have to learn new skills just to stay relevant. But let's not forget about those left out of the loop. For example, if you could only offer a service like shoe shining, but the demand for that is low, what do? You might end up foraging for your meals instead, stretching that creativity to its limits. Now you're not showcasing your best work, but figuring out how to survive daily. It might sound romantic, but it's a harsh reality. Interestingly, we already see glimpses of this barter economy through platforms like time banks, where skills are traded amongst communities. A graphic designer might swap their skills with a chef, but they have to figure out the perceived value of each other's work. People quickly realize that value isn't static. It's fluid, fluctuating with demand, expertise, and sometimes even whims. This fluidity could lead to some trades being seen as more valuable or less valuable, causing conflict and imbalance without standardized currency. Now, picture a scenario where everyone agrees on the worth of everyone's time. Sounds great, doesn't it? But you know, achieving that balance without the guide of currency could lead to chaos. What happens if someone falls ill or a natural disaster strikes? The entire bartering system could collapse without warning, leaving communities scrambling for alternatives. In this whimsical society, we might also devise clever systems to bypass those issues. Maybe people start creating communal gardens where produce is shared or skill sharing events pop up just to ensure everyone's needs are met. It brings us back to the core idea of sharing, a modern twist on an ancient practice. After all, imagine if your neighborhood coordinated to host a monthly barter fair where everyone showcased their skills and traded for what they needed. Look at community centers where talents shine through. This could bring happiness to any standard community vibe. So, here we are, a world without money, making valuable connections through barter exciting. Certainly joyous, you bet. But challenging? Absolutely. Maybe we don't need to rush toward a barter-only future. Perhaps the blend of currencies and skilled trades enriches our lives. What do you think about living in such a society? I hope you enjoyed this exploration of a barter-based world. Thanks for tuning in to Dr. Curiosity, where imagination meets insight. See you next time.
Please subscribe.